Good day everyone, and welcome to our video presentation on proving arguments on Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs using the rules of inference. I, Charis May Centino, and Mark Stephen Bacodjo, and we are excited to share our insights with you today. This presentation is our midterm output for Sergio Mayo Aguirre Sumalapau's MLOSET or Logic and Set Theory class. We've been exploring the power of critical thinking and logical reasoning. In this presentation, we will be focusing on three specific SDGs. First, SDG number 1, no poverty. Second, SDG number 5, gender equality. Third, SDG number 13, climate action. We will be exploring how to effectively prove arguments related to these critical goals using the rules of inference. Join us as we delve into the evidence, data, and strategies for building compelling cases that can drive positive change. In this slide, we will demonstrate a step-by-step logical proof using the rules of inference based on a scenario involving SDG number 1, no poverty, scholarship and poverty reduction. In this scenario, if comes to offer more scholarships, then more students from low-income families will attend college. If more students from low-income families attend college, then community poverty levels will decrease. Comes to offer more scholarships, therefore, more students from low-income families will attend college and community poverty levels will decrease. So, we given variable S represent comes to offer more scholarships, and variable C represent more students from low-income families will attend college. Lastly, variable D represent community poverty levels will decrease. Let's talk about the given premises. S implies C is our premise 1, C implies D is our premise 2, S is our premise 3. Our goal is to logically conclude that more students from low-income families will attend college and community poverty levels will decrease. To prove, let's use the rules of inference to derive our desired conclusion. First, we apply modus ponens to premise 1 and 3. From this, we conclude C. This tells us that more students from low-income families will attend college. Next, we will apply modus ponens again to premise 2 and 4. From this, we conclude D. This tells us that community poverty levels indeed decrease. Finally, we'll use the rules of conjunction to premise 4 and 5. From this, we conclude C and D. This tells us that more students from low-income families will attend college and community poverty levels will decrease. In this conclusion, thus by systematically applying the rules of inference, modus ponens, and conjunction, we have logically proven that the measures implemented by KAMSU will lead to more students from low-income families attending college and a subsequent reduction in community poverty levels, perfectly aligned with SDG number 1, no poverty.
Hi guys, my name is Mark Stephen Ibacodio, the partner of Charis May Centino. In this slide, we demonstrate a step-by-step logical proof using the rules of inference based on a scenario involving SDG number 5, gender equality, about gender-neutral policies and equality. In this scenario, if KAMSA enforces gender-neutral policies, then there will be equal opportunities for all genders. If there are equal opportunities for all genders, then gender discrimination will decrease. Gender discrimination will not decrease. Therefore, KAMSU does not enforce gender-neutral policies and there will be no equal opportunities for all genders. Now, we've given that variable P represent KAMSU enforces gender-neutral policies and variable G represent there will be equal opportunities for all genders and variable D, gender discrimination will decrease. Now, let's talk about the given premises. P implies G are premise 1, G implies D are premise 2, the negation of D is our premise 3. Our goal is to logically conclude that KAMSU does not enforce gender-neutral policies and there will be no equal opportunities for all genders. To prove, let's use the rules of inference to derive our desired conclusion. First, we apply modus tollens to premise 2 and 3. From this, we can conclude the negation of G. This tells us that there will not be equal opportunities for all genders. Next, we'll apply modus tollens again to premise 1 and to our newly conclusion 4. From this, we can conclude negation of P. This tells us that CAMSA does not enforce gender-neutral policies. Finally, we'll use the rules of conjunction. The conjunction rule allows us to combine two statements into one, since we have now the negation of G and the negation of P. We can conclude the negation of P conjunction negation of G. This means both statements are true together. CAMSA does not enforce gender-neutral policies, and there will be no equal opportunities for all gender. Now, let's move to our last SDG, SDG number 13, climate action. We will use the given premises to prove that improving air quality can lead to the better outcome. In this scenario, communities adopt renewable energy sources or carbon emission will decrease. If carbon emission decrease, the air quality will improve. If air quality improves, then health outcomes will improve. Communities do not adopt renewable energy sources, therefore health outcome will improve. Now, we've given the following variables. Variable S represent communities adopt renewable energy sources. Variable I represent air quality will improve. Variable D represent carbon emission will decrease. And variable H, health outcomes will improve. Now we've given the following premises. On premise 1, as disjunction of D, premise 2, D implies I, premise 3, I implies H, and premise 4, the negation of S. Our goal is to prove that health outcomes will improve. To prove, let's start with the given premises and use the rules of inference to derive our desired conclusion. First, we use disjunctive syllogism on premise 1 and premise 4. Disjunctive syllogism allows us to conclude the remaining part of the disjunction if one part is negate. From this, we can conclude D. This tells us that carbon emission will decrease. Next, we'll use hypothetical syllogism on the premise 2 and 3. Hypothetical syllogism allows us to combine two conditional statements into one. From this, we can conclude D implies H. This means that if carbon emission decrease, health outcomes will improve. Finally, we'll use modus ponens to our newly conclude 6, 5. From this, we can conclude H. This means that health outcomes will improve.